I know, the title is really confusing, but I've seen a few theories floating around on Reddit, and I just had to ask the question, is this really the case? Some people have theories that Primal by Genndy tartakovsky is set in a post-apocalyptic era, something like what would happen after Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom occurred. For those of you who have not watched the Jurassic Park franchise, well, it's no secret that the dinosaurs often escape the park and go rogue. If you really don't want spoilers for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I don't really know why you would be, Anyways, I'm gonna be very generous, just in case, just for this video, and say back out if you don't want spoilers for the franchise. For everyone else who hasn't watched the movie and who has watched the movies and know what the plot is, these dinosaurs are engineered and brought back to life via cloning. They're not exactly dinosaurs, but they're made to look like dinosaurs, so it's as close as what we can get. And of course, people are stupid enough to make theme parks on them, and they escape. This is what always happens. Almost every single movie, except for those where they actually go to the island where the dinosaurs had previously escaped, it's a big thing. But let's just say that the dinosaurs run rampant and people breed them and it becomes a normal part of society. And then something happens to human society, whether it be the dinosaurs, whether it be some kind of plague, or whether it just be human war, and wiped out most of the humans. Of course, the dinosaurs keep breeding and they take over the world. Yet there are still some human survivors who had to learn how to survive in this new world that doesn't have the modern day technology that we're used to now. As a result, many human groups basically regress back into their primitive state. It's not really a regression, we just kind of suppress it because of civilization, but that instinct is still there. It's why we're still afraid of the dark. It's why we have very primal urges that people think is gross, but it really is what is still inside of us. So why am I talking about all this? Well, we watched Genndy tartakovsky's Primal, and it's very obvious to everyone watching that this is set in the prehistoric age. However, since the release of some of the episodes, we're seeing a lot of stuff here that's just freaking weird. And why there's a possibility in this universe that stuff could have very well happened back then, there's another possibility that all of this could be set in a very far future. Genndy tartakovsky said that Spear was the last of his kind, and from what we know of Spear, he's basically either some mix between a Neanderthal and a Homo sapien, or a Homo sapien or a Neanderthal. My guess is that he's a Neanderthal. There really isn't that big of a difference because it said that up until about 30,000 years ago, humans shared the planet with Neanderthals, a relative so close to us that our species interbred. There are some people or strains of people that still have Neanderthal DNA within them. Maybe through sexual selection or environmental pressures, Homo sapiens took over, or we just bred into what we are now. Spear is said to be the last of his kind, but clearly that's not the case, as we saw another one of his kind in the Coven of the Damned episode. In the Coven of the Damned episode, we saw that one of those people were able to open up a rift in time so they could travel back or peer into the past. My thing is, if in the prehistoric age we had witches that were able to do that, don't you think that we would have a lot more than we have today? I mean, they basically unlocked time travel. Well, sort of. Nowadays, our technology is based on us unlocking the mysteries of science. Of course, we don't know how to travel through time or peer into the past because we don't have that technological prowess. Maybe it's possible, or maybe we're just so finite or so trivially of creatures that we don't understand how to use that. But then you'll have some kind of fourth dimensional being or some other being that comes in and is like, really, you guys haven't accessed that yet? Wow. Now, this is just a theory, and it's not just a theory that I'm saying, it's a theory I've seen other people talking about, but it is possible that these people, including Spear and all of his friends and all of those primitive humans that we've seen, are the survivors of a fallen civilization or several fallen civilizations. Well, how do you explain the dinosaurs and all the prehistoric creatures? How do you explain all the mammals that shouldn't be there? Okay, well, if we have movies set in the future where people are cloning dinosaurs, we're already cloning sheep and animals, don't you think that some crazy person in the future is gonna say, you know what, we have the means to create a T-Rex. Let's just do it. And let's create the entire catalog of dinosaurs we think existed, plus some that didn't. Among some of the other advancements and achievements that humans have reached, dinosaurs were among that. Dinosaurs are so commonplace they became a part of ecology again. The dinosaurs were also engineered in such a way that they're way more hardy, and then people could harvest them for meat and stuff. But anyway, a lot of the creatures died out with whatever happened that ended civilization and humans. But the few survivors, like the bats and the dinosaurs, they thrived. And so we have Primal and Spear, the descendant of what might be the last beings or genetic lines surviving whatever apocalyptic phenomenon happened many years ago. This might be one of the magics of this world, that we think it's prehistoric, but it's more terrifying because it's actually our future. Or it might not even be that deep and it is prehistoric, but Genndy tartakovsky is just trying to tell us that we don't know everything about prehistory. Since there's so much still unknown, it could have been a very magical place where dinosaurs and men got along just like the Flintstones.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I thought it was a very interesting theory. I actually didn't think about it until I read that, and I was like, I can kind of see that. I could also see how the witches were able to like go back through time but not exactly displace it. Like they couldn't affect what happened, but you could actually see a result of what happened. But then I could see how that would make them very powerful among the beings of their world right now, but it's not like they can see into the future, at least not from what I know, or if they would have used that to their benefit and already figured out a way to get children without having to go through all the sacrifice. Who knows? There's still so much to uncover about Primal, and I'm so excited. What do you guys think? What would be the interesting twist of the show? Do you think that this is just as simple as it gets, and this is just about a prehistoric caveman and his dinosaur, and it's just being embellished that all this stuff happened? Or do you think that there's something else amiss that Genndy's not telling us? Something that would make the story not exactly what it seems. By the way, if you like those Primal memes, please go over to Too Cringe's channel, give him so many likes and comments, watch his entire video, guys, because it is freaking crazy. He did such a great job with putting this together. I think all Primal fans would appreciate this. You would get it. The references is just had me laughing the entire time. If you like the parodies that you saw to Primal there, trust me, you will not regret watching his entire video. Let's encourage him to make more. Flood his channel with love, you guys, and subscribers. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.